Hello everybody and welcome back to Red Eagle Politics. Make sure you guys like this video down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. So today we'll be taking a break from the presidential race to talk about the Senate because some people still believe that Democrats actually have a path to the Senate and they don't. I mean, you could make a case for it back in 2022. The people that did were proven right. This time around, it's very, very, very unlikely that is the case. And I will be showing you guys how in this video, using this map, just filling it out. I'm not saying this is a definitive prediction, but I'm showing you how difficult the path is. It is virtually non-existent. So here we go. Wyoming, North Dakota, both Nebraskas, Missouri, Tennessee, Mississippi, and now West Virginia. You didn't have that before, but Manchin's retiring. He was probably going to lose anyways by a decent margin, but for sure now he's out of the picture. And then Indiana, you have Florida, you have Utah, and yes, you have Texas. Calling all red, extremely overrated. You're not going to have blue Texas this year. Cruz is not going to take his race for granted like he did in 2018, and Trump's going to likely take the state by 5 or more, and Cruz is likely going to take it by more than he did in 2018, even though he's not the most popular senator. So there you go, 50 out of the gate. What does this mean? It means that if Donald Trump wins the White House, if you have a Republican win the White House, expected to do given the current polling, well, yeah, the Senate is going to go Republican, and whoever is the vice president would be breaking the ties. So you could say, what if Trump doesn't become president on the off chance, because things can change, how would Republicans get their 51st Senate seat? So we're going to fill out the seats that are going to go Democrat no matter what. You have California, you have Hawaii, probably New Mexico, Washington there. You have Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Vermont, New York, and you have the state of Maine here. So what that would do is give Democrats just 41. And yeah, I'll give them Virginia. I'll give them Minnesota, obviously, because of Klobuchar, even though I think Virginia could end up being close depending on the national environment, because Republicans have their star candidate down there in Hung Cao. But you have all these seats right here. And all of these but one are states that Trump won in 2016. And 2 of these seats are in states that Trump won twice by more than 8 percentage points. And that's the way it is. You look at Montana. And the nominee right now, Rosendale, does not seem like he's going to run. And if he does run, I don't think he would win the primary. I'm not a big Tim Sheehy fan. I think that he probably is going to end up being mediocre. He does support Trump, which is a good thing. I don't think he would really vote against a lot of Trump's agenda, but I think in the long run, he's not really on policy the type of senator that I would want. But Rosendale likely is going to wait too long. He's fallen in the polls, and if he runs, he would lose his congressional seat, which would be another letdown, a double letdown, I should say. So either way, Sheehy is somebody that has deep pockets. Steve Daines likes the guy a lot. Steve Daines controls the funding. And although John Tester has a high approval rating now, he's not really being attacked a whole lot in the state. That's going to change overnight. He had a very high approval rating and almost lost in 2018. And 2024 is a presidential year, unlike 2018. So Trump's probably going to lead the ticket. He's going to win Montana by over 15. I cannot see John Tester outperforming Biden's margin by 15 points. You could say maybe 5 to 10, but 15, that's a little bit too much to ask. I think Montana, you could pencil that in at the end of the day. It's going to be Republican. So already they have 51. If you can't get Montana, you just need another state. Ohio, for example, would be a great one. Sherrod Brown, overrated. Approval rating's not even that high. A lot to attack him on. And Republicans, regardless of whoever they put up, they're likely not going to run behind Donald Trump by like 10 to 12 points, because in this day and age, that's what it's going to take for a Republican to lose Ohio. Sherrod Brown's not all that. I mean, you saw what happened in 2012 even. He basically ran even with Obama in Ohio. And in 2018, he did outrun DeWine by like 10 or 11, but he went up against a nobody who ran a non-existent campaign. That's not going to be the case this time around. And Trump winning the state even by 8, I think Brown would go down by a few points. I really do. It's not going to be as wide of a margin, but it's still going to be a margin of loss that exists there. This is Ohio. It's trending right. It's a presidential year. Trump likely takes both Montana and Ohio by 10, the way things are going right now. So, looking at that, Republicans have a very clear path. Democrats' path to retake the Senate, virtually non-existent. And then you could talk about padding. You could talk about Arizona, potentially. Three-way race there. Carrie Lake is probably going to be the Republican nominee. She needs to just galvanize the Trump base on her side, and then she wins. Because if you have Sinema in the mix taking maybe 10% of the vote away, she's probably going to take more away from these Biden voters, possibly RFK Jr. voters, and Lake has a path in Arizona. Nevada, depending on the candidate. Yeah, if Trump takes the state, Republicans down ballot, I think that you could say they've got a decent chance there. Wisconsin's a tough one. David Clark cannot be the nominee. He's got a lot of skeletons in his closet. It will not end well. I warned you first, whether you like the guy or not. Maybe you can say Wisconsin. If you run Eric Hovde, Trump wins the state by like 3. Maybe he could carry Hovde. I don't know. Michigan, James Craig is running in an open seat. If Donald Trump comes close or takes Michigan, you could see Michigan flip. I don't think Pennsylvania's going to flip, but I'm just saying the path is there for Republicans. The path is there for them to go out there and to take the Senate. It is so open. It even just takes one of these states needs to flip. And you're likely going to see more than one of them flip. I don't know what the end total is going to be. Maybe even like 52, 53. That's still more than enough. But anyone who says Republicans are going to go out there, drop the ball, and not win the Senate, the math just really is not there. And even if they just get the White House in none of these seats, they get the Senate. So that's kind of the way it is. Democrats are going to be screwed. They possibly could be screwed for years to come in the Senate just because the Senate is done by 2 per state. And Democrats are really going to struggle to win a majority of states in general in the future. And that's what it comes down to. So Republicans, they're already at 50 pretty much out of the gate. Democrats, they're at 43, maybe 44, because I don't think Dave McCormick is going to really knock off Casey. Even if Trump wins Pennsylvania by a couple of points, it's still likely not going to be enough just because of that Casey name and him being a juggernaut in the state. But either way, Republicans have a chance to have a sizable rhino-proof Senate majority, and they could maybe use that to send Mitch McConnell packing out of leadership. But still, either way, it's very likely Republicans will regain control of the Senate just based on how favorable the map is and the fact that there, were a few states that were not won in 2018, but they got somewhat close in, like Montana, West Virginia, Ohio. They just get those. They'll be at 52. They could add to their totals with Arizona, possibly, and possibly some of these other states, and we'll go from there. But as of right now, it's looking good for Republicans and bad for the Democrats. So Republicans have a clear path to retake the Senate. Democrats really don't. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Like this video down below, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Follow me on social media. The links are all in the description down below. And I will see you guys in the next one. Red Eagle, out.